Well, everyone, welcome back to the Dakota Fundraising News Podcast. It is good to be back. It is March 7th, Friday. Pat, you were just in Boston at our Boston event. How was that?
Boston event was great. We had roughly 150 people there, which was nice. Closer to 110. I'm not always good at counting the amount of people, but yeah, it was lovely. We had some people show up at the door that we were luckily able to fit in. We don't always get to do that. Sometimes we are capacity constraint, but this was not one of those cases. So great night. Asset managers, investors, consultants, endowments, foundations, you name it. It was really good stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to attend our events, I'm sure we'll run through the agenda later in this call, and if we're full, it doesn't hurt to take a shot at asking your CSM if we have a spot open.
Yep.
But let's just get into it, Pat. Job changes. You mentioned a couple allocators at the event, pensions and endowments and whatnot. We do have some updates from some pensions as far as job changes goes. I'll just start us off here in our home state. Terry Sanchez, the executive director for PSERS, the Public School Employees Retirement System here in Pennsylvania, $77 billion plan. Terry Sanchez is going to be retiring and stepping down. This is as of June 27th of this year. As of now, no plans for a successor have been detailed, but once we learn more about that, we will share that. I'll just stay here as we stay on pensions. MassPrim, another massive plan in Boston. You're just there.
Yep.
They've hired Matt Marshall as their newest private equity investment officer. He previously was spending 7 years as an investment director at the Beth Israel Lahey Health, where he focused on private and public markets on behalf of the hospital endowment there. And then I'll just close this off here. Quick update from a Canadian consultant, Jimmy Ross. He's joined Aon as senior investment consultant. Previously was working over at Mercer.
I love it. Yeah, moving over to the RIA side, Mariner Wealth Advisors, they've made an acquisition in California. They have acquired Ocean Heights Advisors, a $730 million California-based RIA. It was an undisclosed amount that was the acquisition cost. It is the first of its kind for Mariner. Ocean Heights is going to transition from a independent advisor to being a fully owned Mariner firm, which is very exciting. The acquisition will become effective on April 1st. Kevin O'Grady and Nella Webster, the founders and management team at Ocean Heights, they will be maintaining their positions. Kevin Barlow, Daniel Bronner, Kara Devar will also be maintaining their position and are now going to be Mariner shareholders, which is very exciting.
Nice. Another pretty massive acquisition here coming from CapTrust, which we talk about quite often. They've acquired Carolina's Investment Consulting, a Charlotte-based independent RIA with around $1.4 billion in client assets. So huge win for them. Carolina's Investment Consulting, they were founded way back in 2001. The team will join CapTrust and operate under the CapTrust brand. This is CapTrust's second acquisition in Charlotte and this second here in 2025.
Yeah, LPL back in the news as well. LPL's recruited a financial advisor team called ShorePoint Wealth Management. They were previously at Wells Fargo, where they managed $250 million. They are led by Justin Latano, who has over 18 years of industry experience, Joe Burgard, and Kevin Martinez. So good win there for LPL. This is their second major recruitment of the month of March.
Yeah, nice. Just quick note on LPL as well. Dakota Marketplace, we're looking to add a bunch of LPL context to the system. So soon you'll see a ton of financial advisors associated with LPL in Dakota Marketplace. So really pumped about that. Shout out to the whole data team on that initiative there.
Cool. Yeah, I'll kick us over to the institutional side and get us started with a consultant update. Nebraska Investment Council has renewed Aon. They have also selected Axia as a specialty consultant to work with them, likely on alts. This is an RFP from last June, so it took a long time for them to make that decision, but they finally did, which is very exciting. Yeah, I'll just keep rolling and stick with the Boston, sort of Massachusetts theme. New England summer coming up. I'm actually going to head to Maine for the 4th of July. But the Weymouth Retirement System and the Westfield Contributory Retirement System have both released searches for large cap stocks, large cap managers rather. Weymouth looking for international equities and international large cap value in the amount of $25 million. They use Fiducian. And Westfield looking for U.S. large cap core, also using Fiducian, also a $25 million RFP. Massachusetts Port Authority Employees Retirement System, much larger than either of those. They have also released an RFP for international equities, $160 million. The RFP deadline is April 2nd, 2025. Firm will need to have $20 billion minimum in total assets, but that will be waived for minority-owned, women-owned, or veteran-owned businesses.
Yeah, awesome. Just staying with international equities here. Love to see equities, traditional assets on our podcast more often than not. But Oakland Police and Fire Retirement System, close to $500 million plan. They have an update on their international equity manager search from last year. They're analyzing 3 finalists for this search, recommending to just select one. The 3 finalists include Acadian Asset Management, C Worldwide Asset Management, and then Strategic Global Advisors. Whoever wins this search will receive an allocation of approximately 25 to 30 million. So good luck to those 3. One other search update here as well, also within equities, this one for emerging markets equities. This is coming out of the San Francisco-based Alameda County Employees Retirement Association. They're going to be recommending to select Arga and Pzena for the search here. Other finalists for this one included Acadian and ABS.
Cool. Moving over to investments, Sonoma County Employees Retirement Association. Sonoma is the lesser-known brother to Napa, great wine town. I think there's actually some olive oil going on over there too. A place I'd love to visit again. They have a little over $3 billion under management. They use Aon as their consultant. They have a update for a non-U.S. and global equity search. So they've selected to invest 4% of their portfolio in the Connor, Clark, and Lunn Global Equity Strategy. Great firm, Canadian-based firm, actually. So just a cool win there for them.
Yeah, tons of international equities, emerging market equities that we just touched on there. Let's get into some private markets fundraising though, Pat. I know you guys talk about a ton on the Dakota Research podcast and whatnot with and Chris Leroy and Alex DeMarco on our investment research team, but BlackRock Global Infrastructure Partners, they are nearing the close of their 5th flagship fund, nearing the $25 billion target for that. The fund has already secured $4.75 billion from 56 investors and could potentially surpass this target. Global Infrastructure Partners, now part of BlackRock, if you remember that acquisition. They target infrastructure assets globally, focusing on energy, transport, digital infrastructure, water, and waste management sectors. 400 Capital is also in the news, Pat, with their private credit fund. Why don't you tell us about that, and then we can close it out.
Yeah, 400 Capital raising their 4th vintage of their credit strategy. This is the asset-based strategy, asset-based credit, that is. The firm's already allocated $400 million of this latest fund, which has closed an oversubscribed amount of $1.39 billion. Unbelievable. It's exceeded its target of $1 billion and has doubled the 3rd vintage. 400 Capital, if you aren't familiar, you should be. They were established in 2008. They manage roughly $7.5 billion in assets across 14 funds, including commingled funds, separately managed accounts, and then obviously these private credit portfolios. That wraps it up for today. Catch us on the road. We have a ton of Dakota cocktails coming up. We've been talking about this one for a while, but Park City at the Spur Bar and Grill, March 20th. Atlanta at Chops Lobster Bar, March 26th. San Francisco on April 9th. You can find out information about the venue for that one on our website at dakota.com/cocktails. And then London, June 11th at the Ham Yard Hotel. The week prior to that, quick secret for all of our listeners, we are going to be in Berlin for Super Return, and we will be hosting a Dakota Cocktails event in Berlin. That has not been released yet. It'll be extremely selective, but any Dakota podcast listeners, regardless of what Dakota podcast you listen to, please reach out to your CSM. Let them know that you heard us talking about that and that you'd like to attend. If you're going to be there, we will make it happen, but we'll have more info on that soon. And then finally, Chicago, June 24th, Summertime Shy, Morgan's on Fulton. You should go to that one.
I should. Love me a Chicago summer, the concrete beach.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome, Pat. I think that's it for today. We'll talk to everybody next week. Thank you.
This episode is brought to you by Dakota Marketplace. Are you tired of constantly jumping between multiple databases and channels to find the right investment opportunities? Introducing Dakota Marketplace, the comprehensive institutional and intermediary database built by fundraisers for fundraisers. With Dakota Marketplace, you'll have access to all channels and asset classes in one place, saving you time and streamlining your fundraising process. Say goodbye to the frustration of searching through multiple databases, websites, Form ADVs, and say hello to a seamless and efficient fundraising experience. Sign up now and see the difference Dakota Marketplace can make for you. Visit dakota.com/Dakota-Marketplace today.